Hi. Hi. Okay. I mean, your wish is my command. You know, we are going to suffer today because we have to build the most compact stepper mechanism known to man. Um, Otherwise, we are never gonna be able to, you know, install what we want in here because there's just the space constraints here are so tight because I don't know. Ideally, we would have it mounted like this, but we can't. So we're gonna have to do some magic by turning it like this. And then, you know, I don't know. Basically, if we have it turned 90 degrees, then we would also maybe prefer to, you know, drive it with perpendicular gears. I don't know. Yeah, luck is what we need. So we have this small area here, small area to work with. The position of this gear is, you know, arbitrary. You know, that isn't really important. It can be wherever on this axis, but and this axis is gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a sliding axis, I think. So it's gonna be, we're gonna slide it in and out so we can remove the gearbox. But and also I think we can, if we wanted to, could we do this? Yeah, yeah, we can do this. So we can have the gear down here. We can have the gear down here, and then so because of the opening here in the or can we? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is possible. Uh, uh, uh. Mm, I think not. Or maybe, maybe, maybe if we turn this thing around because of the cutouts here, then maybe, just maybe, we could be able to get away with it. Let's see. Gotta try. Come on. Okay. What do I need to try this? This here. let's do it out of the car because this is just crazy. So I'm counting on this indentation here to allow me to rotate the gear here. So we have options, you know. We'll see. If we even do it this way. I mean, I was thinking about stepper mechanisms that would be small enough. I don't know. Just before we explore this. So, okay. So basically what we need here is we need to rotate this guy here so that this clicks. And we need to do it 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, of course, as a stepper impulse. And yeah. But obviously this is not 90 degrees because that would be 90 degrees. This is going like so 24 times 8. So 8 goes in 24 3 times. Okay, yeah. So this here rotates 120 degrees for every 90 degrees rotation of this. No. No, 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 not that. 270 degrees for 90 degrees for a 90 degree rotation of this. Okay, yeah. Ideally, we would have 1-to-1. But that is just not gonna be possible. Where is it? Let's go back to this. I may have some ideas. I mean, sorry, I'm skipping back and forth. So maybe if we don't use this axis here as the pull-out axis, but we actually use the actual axis here, so the 1-to-1 axis, and we get it out here. Of course, this again being removable. And then we would have the drum or whatever we would have down here. And then we could have it at a 1-to-1 ratio with the servo. Would that be more beneficial to us or not? Why is this so difficult? I mean, one of the ideas I had, stupid idea of course, but if we had a knob gear like this on this axis here, but inside the gearbox, so in this direction here, then we would not have to have this axis here. Then we would have a second knob gear here that would be on the chassis. So we wouldn't need to disconnect them. When we would drop the gearbox in, they would automatically engage. And then the mechanism here would automatically be engaged to this. Yeah. Helion, you have not been following our progress lately, have you? Well, we need to make the gearbox remote controlled. That's our issue. So we need the servo on the gearbox, and we need the servo on the gearbox here in the rear, because here we're gonna have the seats. So we don't really want the servo here. Ideally, it would be here. We already tested the mechanism. It works flawlessly, no problem. But it's in the way of the seat. So we need to find another way of not having the servo here. Yeah. So let's take this out of the car again. Oh. So I would ideally like the knob gear to be on this yellow axle here on the inside, but I can't, because as you can see, the problem is half a stud. Of course, this is half a stud, and this is half a stud. So the knob gear would be instead of the red lift arm, but that's impossible. The servo needs a lot. So if we connected it here, it would not need anything, because we would have the servo actuating this with the clutch, no problem. But the problem is that the servo does not go 90 degree in 90 degree increments. The servo goes 90 degree and steps back, 90 degree, steps back to initial position. So that's our problem. If we had a way of telling the servo, don't do the, so if it was two programs, so it would be either go to initial position, 90 degree and initial position, or go in 90 degree increments. If that was the case, so if we could tell it go in 90 degree increments instead, we would not have a problem. But we don't. So the servo always goes back to the middle, and that's where the problem starts. So we need to, still, hey, Mr. Morty, we still need to utilize the stepper mechanism in some way. What we tried so far was to somehow link the stepper mechanism here to the servo that sits here, which is not very good, because whatever linkage we had, or it had, well, resistance, and stuff. It wasn't ideal. We cannot use it direct link here either, because the steering comes down here. Yeah. And then it's not okay, you know, because if we used, I don't know, a lift arm that links this directly here, there's the steering coming down here, and this directly interferes with the steering. Yeah. I'll take this away just so we can see inside. Yeah. So you see, ideally we would have a lift arm connecting this here, going somewhere to here, and then a lever, you know. We have this steering link here. That also cannot be on the other side because of the very important stepper mechanism, fork or whatever. Hmm. Okay, just a second. Just a second. Me. Let's see. Maybe. Shot in the dark, but maybe. Well, the problem is the as I explained before, the functioning of the servo. Yeah, would be ideal, but that's how the servo functions. So no. But if we could somehow sneak a lift arm on the side of this. Let's try this method. Let's try this. Maybe this could work. Maybe this could work. It would be almost as if it's direct. Almost. Not quite, but the next best thing. So we're gonna throw this out. No need for that. Definitely no need for those. Now we need to modify this here. I want to sneak this. It's the longest thin lift arm. Maybe we could get away with this one here because it's easier to link up. Maybe. Let's see. So here, and then we need a link to here, and then a lever, then a 3-stud lever. This could maybe work. And the lever would be here on top here, because that's the only room for it. And here would be no, the lever would be here. Yeah. It would be in the middle, supported on both sides. Yeah, I'm always open for ideas. Just shoot. I think this is already problematic here. It's gonna be a color mess because I just cannot be bothered to coordinate it right now. So okay. Okay. Now let's see if it clears the steering. What? Locally a bit widened where the shaft is. Built-in knob gear is better. Built-in knob. I will demonstrate why this is impossible. So you see, everything needs to fit through this opening, and I cannot make anything wider than this. Okay. Yeah. These guys are already in collision. As far as I can see, yeah. This is already being pulled there. But okay. We can we work with this? Oh. When we go back, we can't. But we can change something here. To make room for our boy here, we can move this here back. It will be a steeper angle, but who cares? It can be a little bit steeper. So we make this 2 studs shorter. We put a extension here. Yeah, let's see. It's not impossible. Is 4, right? Yeah. I think it's 4 studs. Ish. Okay. Okay, let's see if we have enough room now. Still works perfectly, so no problem. Okay. We get more room, yeah? But we need to be smart about this here. There are many obstacles here. So basically we need to use a 2 stud lift arm here. 2 stud lift arm, and then directly connect it here to something. Which already is a problem because of this here. Then it's not wide enough here. You know, this part here, it's not clearing it. When we shift to the front, no problem. When we shift to the back, it's gonna be problematic. Yeah, I mean, we do need to find a solution for this. There is a solution for it. Just need to find it. I mean, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. We would put, you know, this thing here 1 stud further away from it. And then we could go around here. I think. Let's try this. Okay, not fall apart. then we need to connect this somehow. Now we would go up to avoid the steering link. But then what? Then what? Yeah. Okay. So we need a part that does not exist, basically. We would need this guy here, but with axle holes here and here. That guy does not exist. But even this part would not save us here. Nope. Not even this guy would save us here. Here. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's first, yeah, okay. Regardless, because this is then we are getting collisions here. Okay. How? What, you know why I'm going through this? Because the stick shift is connected to the stepper mechanism. The stepper mechanism is the thing here. We need a stepper mechanism for this thing to work. No stepper mechanism, no sequential gearbox. Doesn't matter what it's actuated with, either if it's actuated by the lever here or by something else. The servo, since we talked about how the servo works, so the servo does need a stepper mechanism to allow it to shift the gearbox. Now we have two choices. We can route the servo directly to the existing stepper mechanism, or we make a second stepper mechanism for the servo. Either way, we need to connect the servo to the front of the engine, to the front of this. And whatever we do, it must not exceed the limit, the width limit of this here. If the servo would be able to go 90 degree continuously, then we would absolutely utilize this, but it can't. It needs a stepper mechanism, so it needs to actuate the existing, preferably the existing stepper mechanism, so we don't have to make another one, because the stepper mechanism takes up, for it to be reliable, takes up some space, and this one is the one that's reliable. I mean, one option that we still haven't explored as yet would be if we indeed had the lever for the gear for the actuation of the engines on the passenger side. So we would swap this lever here. This mechanism would be on the other side. Then, if it was on the other side, wait a minute. This is done. Wait, my mind is. Am I so stupid? If this was on the other side, would we be able to just pull it, since we are, we're engaging in the pulling? Would this be? No, it's just mirrored, right? Would be still the same mechanism as this. But okay, doesn't matter. We could transfer this to the other side. Then we don't have to deal with the steering here. That's also good. Then we would not have to deal with the steering here, and we would be able to, tap in directly here. This has advantages and disadvantages, but it would allow us to get a lever from here to here. Yeah, this is what it would allow us to do. And then yeah, this is actually not the worst idea if we did this. So if we swap the sides, if we get the servo lever on this side and this here on the other side. So, I mean, it's irrelevant where this is. It can be on either side. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so let's remove this for now. Keep in mind we gonna have this system, but remove it for now and explore the options for the lever on this side. So we're gonna also move the spring mount to the other side. Oh, come on. Oops. Yeah, but it's not a washer. It's not a washer. I don't know if you can see it in here. Come on. It's a plate. See? It's that. Come on, focus, please. Ah, the camera doesn't want to focus, but we do have a washer. Yep. How do I not have a longer rubber band? How is this possible? I'm sure I have it. Somewhere. Where could I steal one? Where could I steal one from? Maybe a longer rubber. Oh. I just want in the Servo. I mean, okay, no problem. We're gonna make, you know, make something here. I want it out of the way. This is gonna be that's too extreme. You know, we want the rubber band needs to be just right. So it has to be strong enough to keep the 90-degree position, but soft enough to allow for smooth operation of the lever and then servo. It needs to be carefully coordinated. Come on. Oh, fine. This here. No, not tight enough. Not tight enough. But just by small amount. Perfection. Such a tiny detail. Okay, this is not perfect. Okay, we do have room for this now. More than enough room for this. How long does this need to be? Okay, this has a fighting chance. Uh, so this is the middle here. Okay, if we go there, and there. Yeah, it would have to be here. But if it's here, we have an interesting problem, of course, which is hard to see because everything's black, of course. But these two boys collide. So this is no problem, but here, see, they come together. Bum. They collide. No problem. No problem. Okay. We come move. Okay. If this was somewhere here, that's the extreme. This. And, okay, this needs to be one step longer. This. Then it would be perfect here. Ignore that because we're gonna have this. Yeah. Wait. No, it can't be like that. It can't be like that. Okay, that's dangerous because yeah, because we have this here. And what? What? Why is? Oh, right. Yeah, it's covering the hole. Okay, so this is not possible. Yeah. Okay. Let's forget about this mounting point. No problem. No problem. Ah. Okay. I think we just solved the problem. Oops. Small technical issues, but you know, yeah. Holy shit! Really? This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Perfect. Mounting point for clutch, for servo, directly here. This is it. This part here is gonna be routed on the other side. Here we're gonna just make a mount point for this, you know, so that it's well, yeah, not we're not, because the steering is exactly here, I think. Yeah, but you know, no problem. We can, you know, make a mount point here for this part, so it doesn't hang in the air. Yeah, this is absolutely doable. Absolutely. So let's see why this isn't possible, because of the steering. Yeah, as feared, it is in line with the steering axis, but no problem. No problem. I mean, problems plenty, but nothing unsurmountable. Nothing unsurmountable. Leave this here. I need to sip the tea. Okay. What we need here from our boy is it needs to be a system that needs to go through the bulkhead. Still, this needs to go through the bulkhead. And whatever is here needs to be removable so that it clears the bulkhead. This is literally the only challenge here. The mount point here on the other side. I will think of something. That's not a problem. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Shouldn't be a unsurmountable problem. Hmm. So we cannot have it here. And we need to, no, we cannot have it here, but we can have a mount point here. That cannot link to it on the other side because of the shifting forks. At least not in this way. But it could come from here. We could utilize this part here, use a two-stud connector with a four-stud axle, and then here we would have a connector going to here that would provide, you know, a mount point for this. Yeah, that's doable. Yeah. Um, I think it needs to be one stud lower than this, at the very least. Yeah, because of yeah, that's not too easy. Yeah. I mean, we cannot have it easy, can we? Okay. So dodge. Oh god, yeah. So you see how precise this is. Anyway. They just don't touch. Just there's a goat's hair of slack between them. Brilliant. Brilliant. Mm, mm, mm. No, I can't. Sadly. Sadly, I cannot. But that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Let me just see how I have had this one mounted, so that I'm not going to be terribly surprised. Here, yeah, okay. This one's like that. It's going to be disengaged, engaged. Yeah, okay, that stays the same. We need to make this differently. This needs to be narrower. This loop here is unnecessary. We need this to be closer to here, because I need the gap here. I need the gap. Okay. Okay. And how are we gonna make this removable? How is this gonna be because we need something sticking out here. Something. So that we can put the clutch on. No, we need this here on this side, but it shouldn't stick outside here. What? I don't quite understand what you are trying to say, Leon. Think. I mean, theoretically, theoretically, we don't have to do anything drastically. Let me check my theory before I speak too soon. Two times you mean this one? 2 times O plus O times. You mean this one? Yeah, but we don't need to change this. It's done. I mean, would be nice if we could make it look better, but it's probably unnecessary. Okay, that's damn. Because I would preferably not want this here, this to be here, so it wouldn't twist. What to put on here to have this not twist? Really. The problems we faced here. I mean, we could leave it here because in the end, you know, it's gonna all work out. The problem is this here. This is still not gonna pass the steering. This here. So ideally, you know, once it's in, you push this out, put this on, put the servo here, and done. But this still isn't passing the servo. So it you know, if you want to remove this, you have to fiddle too much, and I don't like that. Ideally, you know, push this in, pull gearbox out. But the problem is that this here pushes into the steering, so directly into the gear of the steering, and you have the problem of not being able to remove it. Which is unfortunate. Unfortunate. I mean, no. It directly hits. See? Directly hits that fucker. In the ideal case, of course, we wouldn't need to pass this through the bulkhead. You know, in the ideal case, if this was outside of the bulkhead, but it can't. We just cannot get this here because everything is in the way. I'm just gonna remove the engine because it's constantly coming out. Sorry. Oh god. Yeah. I'm dying. And it cannot be a 3. A 3 would pass. It cannot be. Because then we don't have the length here. That would go in here. So we need 2 studs. We need 2 studs to engage the clutch. What? I don't understand this. How would you do that? I mean, the servo is gonna be easy to pull out. That's not a problem. Servo is easy peasy. It's not the servo that's the problem. It's getting it inside of the car because the bulkhead is sitting here and we need to get this past the bulkhead. Otherwise, the gearbox is not getting in. The bulkhead is sitting here, so behind it. We need to get past the bulkhead. And we don't have any way of getting this further back because the mechanism for the gear shift is here. I mean, this is the gear shift mechanism as well, but you know. And this connector here is also problematic. It just can't win. You know, that's the feeling you get here. You just can't win. I mean, this connector we can solve. I already have a solution for that, but that's not a problem. But the rest is the problem. You know, the moment we pull this axle out, if we reverse this and have the axle being put in after we inserted all of this, the problem is if I pull this out, this is flopping around, and good luck fishing this out with your fingers once the gearbox is in. So it's just it's difficult. It's not a pleasant building experience if you do this. And even if you want to take the gearbox out at one point, you will just, you know, have to fiddle with this. This just sucks. You know, because you could, of course you could have this outside, and then, you know, after the gearbox is in, you pull this in, you put this in, and it's fine. But the moment you have to take it out, good luck. Let's fix this. Fixed. This is no longer moving around, which makes this much better. Yeah, not perfect, but that's not not a function of this, and it should not happen in operation, I think, because the servo is just gonna do 90 degrees and not further. Unlike me. Would be, however, very fine if we had a mechanism or something that would prevent this thing here, you know, from doing this. So if we had a lift arm that would be just sitting here and preventing this from moving out, that would be amazing. Yeah, and I think it's doable. Yeah, this thing here is gonna sit here. Yeah, okay, that's perfectly doable. Great. I mean, let's insert this and see how fiddly this is. I'm just gonna put this in here, just so you know, I can do something with it, I guess. So let's see how much we suffer. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is, you know, the servo is gonna sit here. Where is it? I mean, This is not an ideal position for it because it's too high. You know, it is sitting too high and too far out. I don't think this is a good position for it. Not at all. Because the NACA duct is gonna be here as well. And this is gonna be in the way of all of the NACA duct stuff. So while this is behind the seat, yes, it is sticking too far out. Sticking too far out. And it's too high. God damn it. Yeah. God damn it. So, I mean, there is a solution, of course. We're gonna use the solution. It is basically, we are gonna create a knob gear transfer. To transfer this here, in here, transversely, longitudinally, and the knob gears would be one knob gear here, one below, and then one on the other side. I think, yeah. I think that's gonna be happening. I mean, all in all, it's gonna be 4 knob gears, but yeah. So we're gonna have one knob gear here on this part. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to make a transfer case for this. Where is it sticking? Oh, fuck. Okay, then another knob gear here. Yeah, so far so good. Could we have them here? How far is this sticking out already? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Actually perfect. Okay. Of course. No gears that I need, just gears that I don't need. I mean, actually. Okay, we can do like this. Here. Okay. And Not as ideal as I imagined, but okay. Oh, you're all still here. Okay, I have not lost you. Okay, I thought I lost you already. Okay. I mean, we'll see how good this goes. This may look okay, but it's gonna be probably a disaster. Who knows? Okay, first problems. So we need to get this out. Okay. Okay, we can do this. I mean, this is just a prototype because I have no idea what I'm doing. But eventually, yeah, okay. So basically, see, we need the number of knob gears to make sure that this part here is 90 degrees. Oh, yeah. So this is 90 degrees. This is 90 degrees. This axle. It's important because we are connecting the servo to it. This time, servo is going to be as low as possible. It's going to be in here. Okay. It's going to be here. Yeah, I moved over these. Let's see how this connects here. Ah. Important. Kind of. Okay. So this adapter or whatever here would of course be part of the car itself. See? We would put as a permanent fixture. Not permanent. It has to be removable. Yeah, it has to be removable in this direction. One stud out. Yeah. Okay, so we need to re-engineer this a little bit so it's removable, because I can twist it out now, but if we want to remove the gearbox, this needs to come out easily. And here would be the servo. The servo would be mounted not like this, but like this. Yeah, like this. Sorry, like this. This is where the servo would sit, and this is fine. Servo can sit here. It's away from anything. It's perfectly fine. It's low enough. It doesn't obstruct anything. That's okay. And the mechanism here is clearing the seat, because the seat back is gonna be, seat back is gonna be just here. So all of this is gonna be hidden behind the seat, and this here is gonna be on the other side. Yeah, very good, very good. So we need to redesign this here, so that this part here is one stud closer, so that we can pull it out. Either one stud closer, or that this thick part here is not here. Either or. But I think we do need to make it one step closer. Yeah. Because all of this is making removal difficult, and we need to keep in mind that we also need to another lift arm here. So we need this here to be closer. And keep in mind that we need, what do we need? We need this to go 90 degrees. And it's gonna, exactly, whatever we do is gonna interfere with this. Imagine, just imagine, if we brought this closer, and yeah, the moment it engages in this direction, they clash. How could we fix this? And we do need this thing here, because we cannot engage these together, I think. I don't think so. No, because it's gonna hit this here. Yeah, that's the problem. If this was here, so imagine this is not here, this was like that, and we put this together. Yes, in theory it looks fine, but they clash. See, they clash, and then nothing goes, sadly. So we need to find a way to have these two double stacked like that, but still have this one stud out, and not go, very important, and not go into half a stud territory. Very important. Making this smaller does not really help. It's almost impossible to make it smaller. And then we don't have two stud bars. That's the other problem. So this needs to be the way it is. Here, I mean, the option would be, of course, to have these be replaced with half a stud pieces that exist, and moving everything down to have the holes, so we can use the holes. This would help with this hole here, but I think it would create half a stud problem. Or would it? You know, if we use these, yeah. The first problem that we get here is cannot detach this. That's the first problem we get. I mean, if we use these specifically, there are others, of course. We could use these. You know, here. What would this bring us? I mean, technically, we would shift. Maybe we can. Maybe we can use these. Then we would shift everything one stud. If we use two half stud, we would shift everything one stud further to the bulkhead. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with these is this here. It is not possible to kind of retain them, which makes everything super awkward. Obviously, this can be then closer here, but again, yeah. This creates then half a stud problem, which sucks. God damn it! God damn it! What to do here? I mean, every move we make forward, we make one move backward. It sucks. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, this thing takes up so much space. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, there is a solution, of course. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Yeah, of course. I mean, we can do the 90-degree thing first, and then we can do the transfer down. Of course, that solves the problem. That's the servo is gonna be in basically the same position, just one step further in, and it's solved. Yeah, obviously, everything's gonna be so much smaller because I don't care. The length in this direction is not that important, but this direction is more important. Yeah. Ah, shit. Okay. Okay. So 90 degrees. We need to do the 90 degrees first. Mm. Mhm. Would here, would this one be helpful here? Maybe. Maybe. Mhm. Mhm. I mean, this too isn't a walk in the park. This is still gonna be wide, and this is in the wrong position. But damn it, it's better than before. Uh, come on, come on. Probably overthinking this. This would be ideal, but this is not gonna happen. Okay, I'm just gonna do a theoretical setup because otherwise I'm just gonna be stuck. First theoretical, and then we're gonna do something that maybe resembles what we need. You know. I basically just want to see here where we are. You know, this. This is significantly narrower than before. I mean, significantly. You know. Yeah, but it's impossible to fit. You cannot switch. You cannot see anything here. Yeah, it's impossible to fit. And even if it was, which it isn't, because the bulkhead is here. Yeah. I don't know. Previous version was easier to fit. Why do these things need to be so bulky? God damn it. I could make this slimmer somehow. I would. I mean, this is bulky. This is bulky. It's impossible to fit. And all of this so that the final product is gonna be gonna leave you with a nice building and nice playing experience. If I didn't care about that, you know, I could design all of this to be difficult to assemble, but it would be okay. But you would never be able to extract the gearbox ever again, or you know, with great difficulty, like in Lego models. The building experience would be horrible, and you know, That's not what I like. Yeah, I mean, ideally this here would be in here. Then we would be able to attach this here directly to it, like here, and that would be perfect. That would bother no one. This would be here just like we, initially planned. But no. Okay, let's try one more thing. So what if we routed this here to here somehow? See, the moment I do something like this, bam, collision. You do have collision already. Okay. Fine. And it's gonna be here. And we don't have collision. But then we need to solve this part. Then this is, every time we do this, we shift backwards, this always pops out. This, we will need to get rid of this somehow, this phenomenon. And here we would, route this here, and then we would be able to have a lever here going down there, ish. Let's see if this is even viable. No, I'm gonna pick a spot here to just have the lever attached. It doesn't matter, even if it's here, but probably here. So 1, 2, yeah, it's here. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Okay, this can be dealt with. Okay, this is not gonna happen. What about forward? What about forward? Okay, forward, it's not gonna happen either. Because this needs to be raised. Needs to be raised. But the moment we raise it, this is not gonna be 90 degrees. And we cannot raise this anymore because then it doesn't fit to the bulkhead. Yeah. No, it doesn't fit to the bulkhead. It does not fit. Come on. So theoretically, okay, this is already a problem. It's not fitting, but this can be added later. See, problem here is we could angle it a little, and it would fit through the bulkhead, but not one beam above. We could angle it in a way. We could angle it a little bit. Then we have, I mean, the ideal position would be, of course, here. So one stud above, like this. Yeah. Obviously, we would need an a hole here. Oh, you cannot. Sorry. You cannot see anything. So ideal position would be here. See, like angles like that. But then, first of all, we would not get 90 degrees. Second, we definitely would need an axle hole here. Or if we put it here, then yeah, maybe. This is not okay. I mean, at this stage we can do what we wanted to do and route the whole thing through the gearbox to the back. We could. Theoretically. We could route it to the back. Somehow. Yeah, the mounting the yellow beam is not the main issue. That's easy to solve. That's very easy to solve. And that's, I mean, just a lever on this so that it cannot be lifted up is all it needs, all it takes. And then this beam would then be connected back there, and the servo and the mechanism would be behind the motors, which is probably what's gonna happen, making the rear of the car even heavier. But what can you do, I guess. Yeah, and this mechanism here is gonna be on the opposite side, of course. Yeah. What can you do? I mean, that's what we have to do. This will lift slightly, I guess. If it doesn't, but basically we need to eliminate this. This is problematic. We do kind of need this, but no rubber bands. No rubber bands. Only rubber band in the gearbox. Nothing more. I mean, except of this one as well. But, no. 2 rubber bands. This is definitely not gonna be held up with rubber bands. No, nothing. I mean, this needs a rethink. Rethink. This gearbox. No, in my head, I already solved this. That's not a problem. I'm just thinking of what to do here in the rear. Um, shame that this is not long enough. No. These were a bit longer. I mean, there's obvious problems because when you look at it like this, you will see how it all bends. See how it all bends. Not like this at all. Need a lever here. I mean, it can get a lever here to, you know, alleviate the bending. That's not a problem. Lever here does need to occur if we want this specific setup here. Maybe we can have this here, but I doubt it because of the link here. It's gonna be present. Maybe we could make this a lever. Doubt it. It would be a short and wouldn't solve this problem. So many problems. So many problems. What did we say? The bulkhead is here, right? This is the first. This is behind the bulkhead, so the bulkhead is here, I think. Or? I think. And this is behind it. Let's try. Yep, just as I said. The bulkhead is here. I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired. So we'll leave it at this for today. And we are going to be back on Friday. So thank you for watching and suffering with me. Yeah, and I see you on Friday.